Peony flowers and young people. Once upon a time, there was a young peasant in the country of Noto no Kuni Ishikawa Prefecture. Young people have liked trees and flowers since they were children, and when they often went to the mountains, they took rare grass and flowers, planted them in the corner of the garden, and grew them in pots, and cherished them. There is a higher mountain called Mount Fukami on the border of the village where this young man lives. Well, about a hot summer day, when young people were walking on Mount Fukami, a good scent drifted out of nowhere. It's a sweet, sour, and yet somewhat nostalgic, it's a very mysterious flower scent. I was a young man who knew everything about flowers, but today is the first time I've smelled this scent. What kind of flower is it? The young man walked to the depths of the mountain, depending on the scent. When I looked around after a while, there was a light red flower garden on the mountain beyond one ridge. Immediately on the ridge, the young man approached the flower. I went deep in the mountains where there was no way to enter, and the young man stopped involuntarily just a little more. It's just like the back of a horse, and it's a rocky mountain that looks to the right or the left. Still, the young people grabbed the rock corner with the heart that they wanted to see the flowers, held on to the root of the tree and crossed it on a high cliff. When you manage to cross it, it's an eye-opening flower garden. Large peony flowers that I had never seen before were blooming all at once. Oh, I didn't know there were such beautiful peony flowers in such a mountain. Even so, already out of season. It's strange no matter how you think about it. But the young man who loves flowers danced his chest to the scent of being lured into his dream, and he was able to see the flowers. Among the many flowers, a large peony with special vivid flowers attracted the eyes of young people. Oh, how beautiful it is! If I could make such a flower bloom in my garden. It was when I couldn't help but mutter. Suddenly, a maiden appeared from the shade of a flower. She is a beautiful maiden like a heavenly maiden. I didn't know there were people in a place like this. No way, a heavenly maiden? While wondering, the young man was staring at the maiden. When the maiden came close to the young man without making any sound, she said with a smile, "Please fold that flower for me." The voice was so beautiful that the young people were surprised. "Please, please fold a branch of that flower for me." The maiden pointed to the big beautiful peony flower and said again, "Yes, yes, but this is not my flower garden. You can't fold any flower on your own. It's okay. This is a flower garden. That flower is me. Please, with your hands, please fold it with your hand." That voice is different from before, and it looks very lonely. My words may have hurt the maiden's heart. The young man thought so, so he folded a branch of the pointed flower and gave it to the woman's hand. At that moment, the young man fainted and collapsed. Well, how long has passed since then? Somewhere far away, someone is calling. When I opened my eyes, the young man was taken care of by an old man. Oh, did you notice? The old man came here to get a wood and found a young man who was lying like he was dead. You fell off that high cliff, didn't you? Even so, I don't get seriously injured. When the old man helped the young man up, he carried the young man on his back and went down the mountain. A big peony flower is quietly seeing off its back from the top of the high cliff. In the flower, the morning dew was shining like a maiden's tears. And when the young man came home, strangely, the big peony flower he saw on the mountain was blooming in the front garden. This is. Strangely, the flowers continued to bloom in an unchanging beautiful appearance for years and years after that. Was this peony that beautiful maiden? The young man cherished the peony flower very much and never had a wife for the rest of his life. The end.